Right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Just wait for a few people, some more people to jump on, and then I'll get started. Started here. Get on my page real quick because I can never see the live. I have to see it through my business page. Get on here There I go. All right. How's everybody doing this Saturday? I know it's early in the morning. Well, it's 11 o'clock. I'm Eastern Standard Time. So wherever time you're at, I don't know what time that is, but it's 11 o'clock over here in Maryland. I don't want to keep up anybody today. So people jump on while I'm talking or catch the replay later. So I want to go ahead and introduce myself. And if you see me looking down, it's because I am a teacher by heart. So I always have notes to be able to reflect back on. So I will make sure I don't miss anything because the topic I have today is so good. So I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself for people who are going to jump on or even catch the replay later. Who I am and what I do. My name is Grace. I am the creator and founder of Smile Biz LLC. Single Moms Incredibly Living Empowered. It is a personal development company where I teach high performer women how to live a balanced lifestyle to be able to gain a life of peace, prestige, purpose, and prosperity. By profession, I am a board certified. See, I put some respect on that. Board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. I diagnose and treat mental health illnesses and also substance use disorders. I see adults, I see children, I see the whole lifespan. Also do counseling as well as part of my profession. I am a coach, also a speaker. I'm a published author. And the best title of all, I am a mother of one. My son is 12 years old. His name is Eden. So as you can see, I have a lot going on, right? I have a lot going on. So actually, when I was preparing for this live, I had so many things that I wanted to talk about with this particular topic. But part of it, God kind of went a different direction. I'm still going to talk a lot about what I'm going to talk about, but before I start that, I really want to share a little bit of piece of myself of why this topic is so important to me. So this morning, I actually had a call with one of my coaches. And as I said, God just works in wonderful ways, right? That call was very amazing. It was very, I like to use the word self-discovery involved in that. And my coach has said something that I never really, I knew about, but I really didn't really fully understand. So after I got off the phone with him, after the call with him, and it started like, okay, wow, there's a lot going on with that. And he was, when I was telling him about, he understood what I do for a living and, even my coaching, and he was telling me how he hears so much passion, right? So much enthusiasm in what I do, which is so true because I am a servant by heart. I'm very passionate when it comes to mental health. I'm very passionate when it comes to personal development. Just being the best version of yourself. That's just me all the way. I'm lit for that. Purpose, whatever it is, I'm lit for that. And he noticed that the passion I have for that, like the enthusiasm, my voice when I talk about what I do. But he noticed that there wasn't that much enthusiasm when it came to actually talking to about myself, not necessarily what I do, but who I am as a person. And I was like, huh? Come again? And I told him like what he was saying was so true, what he was able to kind of see about me. And it is very true, but I didn't really fully understand that. I really had to take time after I got off the call to process that and like, yeah, I show for excellence in the people that I serve. I operate in excellence, but I'm not really operating excellence for myself, right? I serve others, but I am in disservice to myself. I am not operating for myself the way I should come for me, right? I'm always pouring into other people because that's how God designed me, but I'm not pouring into myself. I'm not operating excellence for myself. And why is that? Why is that? Why am I being a service to other people, but a disservice to myself? And we would start talking, he was talking about mindset. And I'm like, Lord, are you serious right now? So we here talking about mindset. And I was telling him, I said, wow, that is the topic that I'm talking about today in my life is mindset. I'm talking about mindset. And so it's just amazing how God just can just bring someone in your life and just pour and just show you things like you need to know about yourself. Because I work in mental health, I do this personal development thing, but I have to continue working on myself and growing, right? For me to be a better person, for me to also be able to be there present for my clients. So when he was telling me about that, I was like, yeah, it's the mindset, and that kind of like segue to what I want to talk about today and about your mindset. So people hear about mindset, mind shift and stuff like that. They think it's just some psychological babble, whatever, but truth be told is true. There is a thing to mindset. I always harped on how you see yourself as how you see the world. So if you see yourself through negative lenses, if you see yourself not valued, that's how you're going to see the world, and that's how you're going to embrace experiences that you have. So your experiences that you have can also determine how you see yourself, and then it's also reciprocated, right? So there's that disconnect there. So when you're not able to hone in on that, then you start seeing the world differently. And then when you see the world differently, you start operating differently, right? So when he was breaking down to me this morning about me, and the crazy part was like, I'm a confident person. Like, I did a lot of work. I still have a lot of work to do, obviously. I did a lot of work. I came a long way from where I was before, but I wasn't that mindset still that mindset was still limited. It was still limited, because of the fact that I am not serving myself, right? I'm not serving myself in the level that I should. And then that starts affecting everything else, right? That starts affecting everything else. So it was just amazing. And he was talking about limiting beliefs this morning, and how that can actually just put a limit onto your life. You can't really rise up to your full 100% potential or who God called you to be because of those limited beliefs if you don't challenge them. So kind of want to segue to the topic I have today about mindset. So it's so amazing that God put that in his heart to pour into me about that. And that kind of like segue to what I want to talk about today and about mindset and how important that is. Um, you know, it's not just about limiting beliefs, really, that's part of it, but it's also just having a limited mindset in general, not just a limited mindset about for yourself, but also a limited mindset in your experiences, limited mindset of what you feel, what you deserve, right? What you deserve, not only in your career, in your businesses, in your relationships, all those different things. So mindset is so key. Mindset is so key. So for when you have a limited mindset, what that does, like I said, you start limiting your expectations, right? You start feeling like, I don't deserve that bonus. I don't deserve that increased salary. I don't deserve that friendship. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve any of these good things that God has promised for my life. I don't deserve any of those things. So you start limiting your expectations, right? You start limiting your expectations. So, from my personal experiences I've had, I used to always have that limited expectations. Don't get it twisted. I've always had goals. I always had goals. I always felt like when I put my mind to something, I always strive for that. But there's always that self-doubt is always creeping. The enemy likes to throw in, that self-doubt, and it puts that limited mindset, right, for me to have limited expectations. So instead of me going for the highest thing, I would just lower my standards. I was just like, okay, this is all I can get. So I'm just going to stick with that versus being brave and courageous enough to raise up my standards, right? And I had to learn that. I had to learn that you have to demand your requirements. You have to own your requirements. You don't start at the bottom of the barrel. That's not what you do. So when you have that limited mindset, it's going to put you're going to start having limited expectations. And we can see that even when we go into prayer, like when we go to prayer to God, like God knows the desires of our hearts, but He wants us to speak those things. But we go to God all timid and stuff like that, as if we were orphan. We go to God all we don't go with the authority that we have in ourselves, right? And we know what we want, but we don't speak those things, right? We don't speak what we truly desire. So we have those limited expectations of ourselves. So so we have the limited mindset that leads to limited expectations. So we don't go for what we truly want. We shrink back. We just settle, right? So when you have limited expectations, what's going to happen after that? This limited application, this limited commitment. You don't have anything really to strive for because you're just picking things at the bottom of the barrel that don't take no type of work. Doesn't take consistency, doesn't take intentionality, nothing. So you're going to have limited application and limited commitment because you don't have to really truly work for it. And I think the reason why I know I've struggled with this. I know I've struggled with this. So when you don't have those high expectations, when you don't have like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go for this, then you're not gonna apply yourself. You're not gonna commit to anything because it requires nothing from you. It doesn't require you to be stretched. So you're not gonna apply. You're not gonna be committed, right? And then that goes to limited results. You're not gonna get anything out of it. If you have goals that's at the bottom of the barrel or things that you're settling for, there's no results that's going to come from that. You're going to have limited results because you didn't really work for anything. You didn't put anything into it. You know, the word tells us that we reap what we sow. You know, you're not going to gain a harvest where you don't sow. That's fact. If you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to yield anything. And then the next thing we know, we boo-hoo and crying like, oh, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. But what did you put in preparation to get that? What steps did you put in? And that went back to your limited mindset of you not even realizing that you deserve it anyway. For you not even wanting to go for that anyway. For you wanting to settle for whatever life just gives to you. Just go through life at the seat of your pants. No expectations, no true commitment, no true results. That's what it boils down to. And it goes right back to your limited mindset. So mind shift is not fluff. Mind shift is not just some psychological babble. It's not. Action starts first with you deciding this is what you want. Not being on the fence, straddling, oh, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? No, you have to be decisive for what you want and then go after it. That's it. But if you don't make that decision in your mind and don't realize that, okay, I do deserve this. This is what I truly want. Then there's no strategy, no formula, no action. None of that stuff even matters. Because you have to shift your mindset. You have to first realize that this is what you want. Realize that you do deserve it and not settle. Then you can be able to make that shift. right? So that's what really keeps us stuck. It's our mindset. That is what keeps us stuck. That's what keeps us in the same place year after year after year after year, the same position year after year after year. 6 months down the line, you're still in the same place in life, same position, because you didn't decide that you needed to change. You didn't make a decision. And then even sometimes we make a decision, but we don't accept the decision that we make. We don't accept that this decision comes with things. It's going to cost you. There's going to be an investment that's required. So there's steps to this, right? So we have to go. I want to go back to like where the limited mindset even comes from anyway, because there's lots of resources, but sources. But the main thing is a lot of this is external stuff. And as I tell my clients, whether it's in private practice or in my coaching, those internal things, a lot of them sometimes are based on our experiences. Maybe we experienced a lot of negative things in our lives, or maybe someone said something to us that put those thoughts in our heads. And then we have this inner critic in our head that tells us not valued, we don't deserve this, and it comes from insecurity, for ourselves, like I said, about the lack of value for yourself. For me, not being a service to myself and operate excellence for myself so I can be able to operate excellence for other people, right? And be passionate about who I am as a person, not about what I do, but who I am and how God created me as a person, as an individual. So that insecurity is there. Like, what are people going to think? What are people going to think when I level up? As I'm leveling up, because I am leveling up, period. I had this thing about myself. Let me be transparent. I had this thing about myself where I used to always be afraid of what people thought about me, right? Like, a lot of people see my transition on social media of when I first started, going back to school and all that stuff. And I'm always used to post like, yeah, I got an A in this, and yeah, I did this, and all this stuff. And they used to like, oh my God, like people are gonna think I'm here bragging or boasting. And the whole time I'm just trying to show people like you can do it too, right? Um, and I used to like shrink back and be worried, like, oh my gosh, people gonna think like I'm bougie. And I've heard that before. Like I've been called bougie before. Like if she's stuck up, she thinks she's better than everybody else. And although I've heard it, I started taking that as my identity. Like, Grace, don't talk about that because then someone gonna think that you are bragging, boasting again. They're gonna think that you think you're better than them. And I had to get to the point like other people's opinions of me don't even matter. Thank God, it don't even matter, right? Why should I care about what other people's opinion of me? Their opinion don't pay anything in this household. Nothing. Their opinion can't write a check, right? Their opinion can't help me walk in my purpose. Their opinion can't give me identity. So why am I carrying other people's opinion of me? Because that's not what God said about me. God put me in this position for a reason. There's a reason why I've gone through all this stuff that I've gone through. Some of them were poor choices of my own, but I had to go through those experiences so I can be able to help other people pull them out the pit and help show them and let them show them what I see in them so they can see that same thing in themselves. So I can't worry about what other people think of me. I can't carry on other people's problems of me. That's their problem. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Because whether I'm doing good or bad, people gonna always have something to say. So I had to make peace with that. Because whether it's something I'm doing or whether it's posted or not posted, or it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, it's about impact. And if I don't steward well of my experiences or steward well of what God has given me or told me to share, then I'm missing an opportunity for someone else to walk into their destiny. Because at the end of the day, my purpose is not just for me. It's not just for to shift my family. It's a ripple effect on everybody that come across me. So I can't downplay myself and where God has placed me because of someone else's insecurity. So I had to get myself out of that mindset. I really had to shift that. And that's what can happen. We allow our experiences to become our identity versus a place that we can learn a lesson. We will start shrinking back, downplaying who God created us to be. And then the people that we're assigned to, they won't even be able to push into their destiny because we're not rising up to the level that God has called us to be. We don't come down for other people. No, we level up because there's people that we need to pull with us, right? We don't come down to where they are. We level up so they can level up. That's how it works. It's like a domino effect. Understand everybody that's attached to you. They're going to get the impact of who you are and your purpose. That's it. So I had to change my mindset. I had to understand that, you know what? I'm called to this. That's it. Ain't nobody can take that away. Opinion or no opinion, no one can take that away. So I had to make peace with that. I had to accept that. And like I said, my coach got me all the way together this morning. Listen, I don't know. I don't think I got no answers left for this morning. But I know it was for my good. And I know I need to hear that because I need to take that and process that so I can be able to pour that into someone else and part that wisdom to somebody else. So how to combat some of these things, these insecurities, this perfectionism, right? That's an internal thing too. Perfectionism can limit your mindset. When you're in a place where everything has to be perfect, you would never walk out on anything because ain't nothing perfect. If you're waiting for the wind to blow the right direction, you waiting for the sun to come up, you waiting for all the flowers to bloom, all this stuff, these perfect circumstances, you are never going to walk out in what God has called you to do. And I truly believe perfectionism is just the fear of failure. That's what it is. Because you want to control all your circumstances. You want to control everything. And what that does is it's just limiting your mindset, is limiting your expectations, which limits your commitment, your intentionality, your consistency, which winds up limiting your results. So these are internal things that we have to work on, right? And how do you deal with these things? First of all, you got to challenge them. You got to confront them, right? So always, when my clients, when they bring in these things up, I always do a root analysis with them because I work in psychiatry. That's what we do. We analyze everything, right? So I always tell them about, okay, we need to figure out where the root is because you are addressing this at the wrong level. We can't address things based on symptoms. We got to get to the root of the issue. So in counseling, we always talk about where did that thought even come from? What experiences did you have that brought this about? What did someone say to you that brought this about? Like, what is it? Right? So the first thing you have to do, you have to get to, where did that thought come from? What experience did you have to formulate these things, right? Then I always tell them, okay, this is the thought that you have. This is where it came from. We start processing that because clearly they done took it on as their identity. Then we have to challenge it, right? We have to always ask them, well, show me evidence that that thought that you had is true. Show me evidence that that thing that person said about you was true. Show me. I need to see tangible evidence. You need to show tangible evidence for this. And most, they don't have it because it's not based on reality, right? So you have to challenge those thoughts. You have to ask yourself, where's the evidence that this is true about me? Because this is really based on an experience that kind of brought out all these emotions out, right? This is based on what a word someone dropped about me. It's not based on reality. So there's no evidence for it. Then I always ask them, then the next question is, how does this thought serve you? Like, what good is it doing for your life right now? One positive thing that this thought that you have about yourself, how is it serving you right now? Is it helping you? Is it getting you closer to where you want to be? Is it getting you closer to who you want to be? What's it truly doing for you? And then after that, I asked them, well, how would your life be differently if you let that go? I like to call those inner critics gremlins. I'm telling my age. I'm telling my age, but anyone, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that movie Gremlins with the Furby and all that. Furby, Gizmo, his name was Gizmo. And anytime he got wet, right, all these crazy gremlins, all these other things kept popping up. They like multiply, multiply, multiply. And that's how our negative thoughts are. They multiply. Once you have one negative thought, another negative thought comes, another negative thought comes, and you're just like it's like a hamster wheel, like this crazy cycle, right? So I always ask them, how will your life be differently if you let that go? Because you're carrying on things you don't need to be carrying. So I always ask them, so they'll tell me, what they want out of life. And they realize their life will be so much different. They'll have less stress, more peace, clarity, because they have a sober mind, because they don't have all these negative thoughts running in their heads. And they can be able to make better decisions for themselves if they just let it go. There's no truth to it anyway. It's a limited belief. And then I ask them, well, who do you have to be in order to accomplish this? Because now you know what you want out of life. Now, who do you have to be for that to happen? What work do you have to do for that to happen? Because like I said, you reap what you sow. So you really have to do the internal work. So they have to start figuring out what areas in their life, what do they have to change? Is it their environment? Are they in a negative environment all the time? There's negativity all the time. Maybe they're watching things that's negative, reading things that's negative. Have people in their circle that's negative. People that are not going to point to them. People that are not going to pull them, push them to level up. You should not be the only one in your circle killing it. If that's the case, then you're in the wrong circle. Because y'all should all be supporting and holding each other accountable and pushing each other to get to the next place in life. So these are the things that I work through with my clients. Like, you got to do the internal work, but it starts with your mindset. It starts with shifting your mindset and start realizing, like, you know what? I'm a dope person. I deserve that. Yes, I do. When you start thinking on that level, then you'll be able to have higher expectations, not just for yourself, but the people around you, right? You're not just going to take anything from anybody. You're going to set those boundaries. You're going to move people along that does not help you. They serve their purpose in this season. You can't take everybody with you. You just can't. That's life. God moved people out for a reason. It's a different season. They only could go so far with you. Next level, they can't go. They don't have the capacity to help you where you're going. That's it. So you may have to switch around, move some people along, change your environment, change what you're focusing on, reading, watching. That's what the word tells us, to guard our hearts, right? For all life issues stem from it. So we guard our hearts, not building walls where we don't let people in, but we need to guard our hearts and guard what comes in and out. Do some expansion, right? Not everybody can have access to you. When you know the calling on your life, not everybody can have access to you. Jesus had his 3. He had 12, but he had his 3. He had his inner circle. And it's not about being bougie, stuck up, or you think you better than everybody else. That ain't even it. But you have to understand who you are, where God is calling to you, because if you don't, you won't know who to take with you. You let everybody come in. And some people, no. They can't ride back seat. You got to drop them off. That's it. They can catch another ride with somebody else, but they're not going to be in your car anymore. They cannot be a passenger anymore. They serve their purpose for that season. That's it. So all those things encompassed can truly affect our mindset, start affecting how we see ourselves, and then that start affecting how we see the world and everything else around us. So I really wanted to talk about that, to understand that mindset is a real thing. The word talks about all the time about our mind. It always tell us we need to renew our minds. It tells us to take captive of our thoughts so they will align with God's word. We have authority to take captive of our thoughts. God has given us dominion over that. So your mind is important. It constantly speaks about in the Bible. Being in the right headspace is important. So as I spoke about mindset today, I just gave you guys a few gems about mindset. Just take those things, process it, start applying your life. I'm telling you, start applying these things to your life. You are going to yield results. Mindset is just one of the things that I talk about in Woman Rise Academy. I teach in Woman Rise Academy. That will be launching soon. So I'll be getting some deets about, we'll be sending that out soon. But I also talk about mindset as part of the framework that I do in my upcoming masterclass, Master Your Life Incubator. I am going to be hosting that next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is virtual, so it's not something live, but it is virtual. So any woman who's just ready for the shift needs to be there. The Master Your Life Incubator, I will be breaking down the 6-step action-based framework and how to do exactly that, master your life. Basically reach your goals. Good morning, Latika. Basically reach your goals a lot quicker. So you can be able to save time in your energy. As I had said before, that you reap what you sow. You are your best investment, period. So yes, the incubator requires an investment. It requires investment of your time. It requires investment of your money. Absolutely. But when you put in the work, you can yield results. And you can apply this framework to any part of your life. Because at the end of the day, one thing 2020 has shown us, I don't know if it ain't show you, but it's sure enough shown me, time waits for nobody, right? We had all these plans for 2020, and I had to sit us down, right? Some of us had to actually pivot. I know I did. I did. So time waits for nobody. So if you sit here like wondering, why am I stuck? I lack clarity. Where's my next move? You know, you're just overwhelmed and just tired of it. Then you need to be at this incubator. There's just no excuse. I will hate to see you back. What's it? November 21st, 2020, right? I would hate to see you the same place next year doing shoulda, coulda, woulda. I lack clarity. I'm overwhelmed, burnt out. What's my next step? This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. I don't teach this framework. I teach this framework in the academy. So this is my going to be the first Master Your Life Incubator. My first time really teaching this in-depth framework to the public. So you need to be there. Make the investment. Make the investment of your time. Make the investment of your money. You ready to shift? Get out of that limited mindset. Have higher expectations for yourself so you can be committed. And I notice when people actually invest something, sacrifice, they're more committed and intentional about things versus people who don't invest anything because they don't take it seriously. But when you invest your time and your money, because nobody wants those two things wasted, you're going to be more intentional, you're going to be more committed, and you're going to be consistent. And those are the things that you need to get the results that you want. So so let me drop down. I'm going to put in the I'm actually going to put in the video, the website to go and sign on for it. But I'll say it's womanarise.co/master your life incubator. All right. Go ahead and sign up today. Register today. Reserve your seat. It also comes with, we're gonna go through I'm just excited about it. We're gonna go through so many different things. I'm gonna break down framework to you, strategies. Also, it comes with a curriculum course book. So you're definitely gonna get a course book because we're gonna do some work. This ain't a place you're gonna get. I'm just gonna be talking. No, you gotta do some. You gotta do a lot of exercises that you can start using these strategies in real time. And by the end of it, you're gonna be able to create an action plan that you can start using immediately to get the results you want immediately in every area of your life, whatever your goal is, because it's tailored to your needs. So whatever your goal is, you're gonna use the action plan to be able to help you get there a lot quicker. So again, the website for that is womanarise.co/master your life incubator. Go ahead and register for that. And I hope this live was good for you guys. You know, I live for this. I love talking about anything to do with mental health, emotional wellness, mindset, killing your goals, purpose, faith. You know, I live for this. This is what I am purposed to do. So, go ahead and do that. I don't know if anybody has any questions or, anything I said. Probably people catch the replay. If you still have questions, definitely you can shoot me a DM. You can ask the questions on the replay. I don't have any problems answering any questions for you guys. So, but I don't think anybody has any questions. So what y'all could do is just shoot me a DM if you want even more information about the incubator. Just go on the website. Everything is there. Other information is there for what it's about. So go ahead. Don't forget, register today. Right, make that investment. So you can be able to yield the results that you want. You're welcome, girl. I be dropping them gems. I gotta do more lives though. Cause I be having a lot of gems and stuff but I need to start. I'm gonna start doing more lives because listen, I know it ain't easy in these streets. So I am always in the position to be able to serve and help people. So all right, guys. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. And I will catch you guys on the next live, okay? I try, girl. Listen. Listen, I know I'm a comedian. I love laughter. That's just me. I'm just a goofy person. I'm serious, but I'm goofy too. I like to have fun. So I'm sorry, I'm lit. So this is just my personality, how God designed me, and take it for what it is. All right, you guys. You guys enjoy your Saturday. Just shoot me a DM if you have any questions, or even on this video if you have any questions of what I discussed or anything else that you may need some help with. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.